It is Radiant's ban. Dire's turn to ban.
Bans Rubik. Like there you go, Beast that we talked about ban as well as earlier. Phoenix still popular.
Phoenix didn't really get just like a little
Shard
bit.
is a buff even.
Shard is a buff. I mean the damage on the
10
sun base is a little bit lower.
seconds.
But still very
Radiant's
strong.
turn
The fact
to
that you
pick.
can hide the shard and have
Dire must choose.
Grimstroke.
Sunray out of Supernova, and it slows as well.
Stroke first pick, as expected, one of the strongest hitters in the patch. But the win rate in Europe is actually not that high. He lost quite a bit of games.
We keep crunching these numbers. Upper Division, Grimstroke has like a 37%
10
by being
seconds remain.
hotly contested in their first phase, pick phase, and ban phase.
5 seconds remain.
also because valuable.
Yeah.
Still-
If I expand it to lower division also and count both divisions from all regions, it's right.
I think
Lower division
Dire's
is
turn
crushing it
to
with
pick.
Grimstroke.
one hero that has been banned. One of
He got buffs all around, right? All
Items
got
and
better
spells.
items, exactly.
10
RNG
seconds remain.
or Visage.
I mean, it's just silly. Like, he gets
5
literally
seconds.
80 health. And every second level he gets 100 health.
Radiant
Just
must
like that,
choose.
yeah. Like, one level up, oh, okay.
Rubik.
If you really
Yeah,
want
health.
if you
It
really
is
want
Radiant's
to have
ban.
that
Juggernaut.
as well,
Dire's turn to ban.
Actually, Rubik.
3k HP.
Yeah, first phase Rubik.
Now, Rubik is a hero I don't value very highly. Got quite a bit of weaknesses. At least
Radiant's
win, I
turn
guess. I
to
mean,
ban.
the lane
It is
itself was only
Dire's
any
ban.
fun. Yeah,
God.
sure.
It is
Stroke
Radiant's
of fate when you
ban.
split on Rubik.
Instant cast. Oh, feels so good.
It's
Yeah.
so much damage. As well is so good. Overall, you're taking.
Do you like the
Maybe.
hero though? I feel like it always does okay, wow, okay, he does this, and it does
I'm
nothing.
not saying that he's that broken or whatever, but
10 seconds.
Do you think he's still good? A good hero?
I don't
It's-
think
5
first
seconds
phase,
yeah, I
remain.
feel like Rubik comes out when there are no broken. There's nothing broken on the board. Then good enough on the hero.
why not pick Tusk or
It is
Spirit? Your lane
Dire's
is
ban.
with
I'm
an
not saying-
Mars.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even say they say
Okay.
that Rubik.
And Mars Rubik is a very strong lane. Always has been historically. It's definitely a good like pressure, a lot of nuke power. I'm just always very skeptical. Like Rubik early game, yeah, I like him a lot.
10
Late game, he
seconds.
always feels so.
You have
Second
to
stun or
say,
whatever.
5 seconds remain.
Sure.
It's not about the time that you're.
RTK is like
Not
All the
It's
core
Rubik.
Kaku.
Yeah.
Morphling band by
Although they already have a Jagger.
Dire's turn to pick.
We've
That
seen-
they would go for the.
we've seen
Yeah, but usually we see like these Jugs go for Battle Fury. Morph plus Jug seems very greedy.
even with the Axe build.
No pressure on the map, no gank ability.
I guess because A is banned.
10 seconds remain.
He was sweating there. He's like, "Whew, RTK versus me.
5 seconds.
Gonna have to bring out my A game.
I mean, they're both the old guys. A lot
Yeah.
of respect.
In, QQQ was coaching me for 6 months in VG. Like he was like my main coach and
Okay.
made me.
Really?
Really insane. Like I went there as kind of like grub. After 6 months with him, I actually became a very, very good carry player. Like because he taught me
Radiant's
everything about the
turn
map,
to pick.
mindset it has. He's a legend, and he's quite old too. He's on 40.
Oh my god!
7
Wow.
or what?
He's one of the oldest, if not the oldest,
Dire's
quote-unquote,
turn
Active
to pick.
professionals.
Lion.
Radiant must choose.
Lion into Abaddon.
Sack.
Instant pick, Lashrak. One of my personal favorites.
Radiant's
Bottle meta.
turn
He's an
to ban.
amazing hero. And,
Storm
instant
Spirit.
pick, Storm,
Fix
okay.
that.
Yo, this is flowchart at this point.
Spray.
We're
Okay.
making the job hard for us.
Yeah, very, very hard.
We talking?
Which hero? You said Leshrac. Okay, so you're hot on Leshrac because of the bottle meta.
Yeah, and it goes
10
very well with Mars.
seconds
Your
remain.
ult is now
Dire's
pretty much the
turn
ult of
to
the arena
ban.
as well. Because
Okay.
they just buffed the radius of the Dash ult.
Yeah.
But I like the response of Storm. Like, Storm is pretty much absolutely free.
You do have Abaddon with always nice. And
Radiant's
also they
turn
pick
to
line
ban.
into that. Have ways of dealing. Pretty much.
Here's a little problem for Elf. Right now, they're lacking quite a bit of damage. The slash gets up to Bloodstone, Eternal Shroud. With an Abaddon behind him, I feel like this game he's pretty much going to kill. They need to
10
get up to
seconds.
an early advantage and pressure them.
Have damage like
5
Sure.
seconds
But once you have
remain.
this like Shroud, Bloodstone, like it's actually insane. Every pulse over 200.
Elephant as well. They're the
What do they
front liner. You
yeah.
see,
Centaur is already banned as well. Often it's banned.
really bad versus.
All the spells. What's like a Yang special? Beastmaster is banned already too, right?
Yeah.
Chorus.
Hurry.
Dire's turn to ban.
Saw. Doesn't look
I
that
don't
great
feel-
though.
Yeah, you feel like you need the pale is nice. Is sand
Work,
they're
yeah.
good.
How about Dark Seer?
it's
10
good with
seconds
Jug, but you
remain.
don't-
5 seconds. Radiant's turn to pick.
Also, one thing I was curious about, Black
Dire
mentioned
must
that a lot of the
choose.
jugs that we're seeing
Legion Commander.
Battle Fury,
Legion
Legion Commander. We saw yesterday, or I guess like a few hours ago, ILTW's Juggernaut skip the Battle Fury and for Saint and Yasha
That's
for
a lot.
early combat.
Right.
You think that this is the kind of game, because you were saying that they need to, converge early, otherwise they're going to struggle
10
to jump backline.
seconds.
That type of game for Elephant,
I
or is
mean,
it going to depend on the
even
last
if
pick?
it was, I
5
don't think Elephant,
seconds.
like Euros is not the kind of player that would want to go away from it. Like
That's
Euros
true.
is probably one of the most greedy carry players in China, if not the
Yeah.
greediest. So I think the action part is going to be up to the other 4 players.
Okay.
Be like, okay, that game, bro.
You do have ways.
Yeah.
Very early
They have a
on.
lot of ways to utilize Grimstroke. Double duel, double impale, double omni slash. No, unfortunately.
You have double finger.
You have double finger. So imagine if Juggernaut is into 2 and omni slash both.
Imagine if Spirit Breaker splits into 2 cows.
Charges
too.
both.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys mentioned Underlord may not be a great idea because Rubik is on the enemy team. Now Rubik can still press the attack, and so between Abaddon, Aphotic Shield, and stealing press the attack,
With that
2
shard,
hard
yeah.
dispels. Yeah, and also, if
Because
Rubik gets a
imagine
shard,
the
Shard is
spell
so
immunity,
good. Yeah. Spell immunity.
They-
so you can go for like a greedy carry here
They
now.
potentially have a lot of like this Slasher can really just take over the game if you get to go to early.
What do you pick here?
They need a
Jack.
carry.
Yeah.
Troll is
nah.
Is not that good. Troll is bad.
Not an illusion carry against overwhelming odds.
It's something that can
Templar
self-sustain.
Assassin.
Select your
Or
hero.
a TA and a
Make
put it
the
back.
ultimate choice.
Okay,
Safe lane.
so South America had a safe. Oh, okay, yeah, it's safe lane.
Safe lane.
Leshrac.
Flash. They had safe in TA, right?
They had safe lane TA.
Yeah, I
But I like it kind of goes on line with what I was saying before, where you get super high farm priority, you get up to those core
Ten seconds. 5 seconds remain.
I like what ROTK and the boys cooked in the draft. The synergy, the possibility of the double duel, double finger, double hacks, everything's double. If it's good, just make it double. It's 2 times better. Yeah.
I don't know if this is right. I swear I remember this, which is probably I should have checked a double time. But did EHOME beat Elephant in I-League?
No, don't look at me.
Yeah, I'm going EHOME. I'm good. Right. Yeah, they beat him 2-0. I remember looking at that because it was one of the first series that ROTK was coaching for them, and then they lost, and everybody was like, "This is going to be the revamp for him." And EHOME, they did really well. Yeah. Thank you very much, Suna. Coming into game number 1, EHOME Elephant should be a fun one. Maybe a little bit of a rematch coming in.
It should be a fun one. Elephant was not really doing great. I don't think anyone was impressed during the season 1. Now with the addition of ROTK, I can already feel the presence, a bit of a different drafts. I like what I see. This Storm should have a really good time. Like, he is not worried about the Templar Assassin. He can pretty much dodge all of the spells. The only instant initiation they have is Rubik's Lift. Healing Ward, a lot of sustain, press attack. So I would expect Storm Spirit to go more greedy route, like not necessarily to go for like straight up BKB. We've seen different builds. All right, stun on the top, fake hype, nothing happens. Let's just continue talking. So yeah, we've seen some different builds on the Storm Spirit. They're still holding the high ground.
Seems like they still want to go. They got an Observer Ward. All right, FY, getting some gold,
some XP as well.
2 CS already. The exchange in tips from the supports. How do you feel about this
10 players
here, now that these fights
for
happen in the river
ultimate
right by mid?
Glory.
I feel like in my clubs it's 5 on 5 every single
There's
time.
always one guy, that is on the opposite side. I'll just go alone while you guys pick up, you go as 4, you kill 1, you pick up the bounties while I pick this one. No, it does not work. You're probably gonna die if you're alone. A bit of a pause coming on from Fades Rubik.
It's got a mic problem.
Problem, yeah.
I love that set. This Rubik set. He's done. It's not the FY Bleak Hallucination.
It's a
set,
good looking
nice
set,
one.
expensive one for sure. The only thing I'm worried about, I'm not worried about cosmetics. I'm just a bit worried about the Rubik in this meta. Even in the previous patch, the hero just felt very wonky, I would say. Like, I did not just feel the hero, what his purpose is, like what's he supposed to do in a game, unless you're playing against some like enigmas. If you don't have anything, like, there's so many good spells to steal. I just was not convinced by the Rubik. I also like stopped playing it because I don't feel it's that good right now.
Yeah, I said it to you in the green room. It's for the first time in a long time that Rubik has been not so prevalent in the meta. It feels like that hero was picked up a lot, all the time for years. And for the first time, it just feels like, it's like, oh, they picked Rubik. Like, it doesn't even bear the same, like, they picked Rubik.
It's not one of those, oh man, the Rubik, like, they need to be careful. I'm just not feeling it. I could potentially be wrong here. I'm always ready to learn new stuff. That's just the feeling that I got throughout the last DPC season, all regions, throughout the major. Just didn't feel great.
We'll see how it goes with this Rubik. It was a hero I was spamming for a long time, too. It just one of those heroes that I felt really comfortable with at the trash tier MMO.
Yeah, we're not going to take that into consideration, but
not here.
They have a lot of damage. Grimstroke, one of the, even though his win rate is not that high, like, his shot is super good. He has a toolkit of stun, silence, leash mechanic, whatever you need, this hero can provide you with. He's the anti-carry against a certain heroes. Maybe not in this game. Like, if you decide to go for Aghanim Scepter, you don't have the clear target. It's not Phantom Lancer, it's not Spectre. TA is okay-ish, nothing, not great, not terrible.
Really like XM on this TA. Especially, I've fallen in love with the TA shot.
Oh, Shard, so good. Like, it's a 3.5 seconds
Max stun.
silence,
Or
AoE
sorry.
silence. Yeah.
The silence is just so good because you can drop it down and pop it quick. And even just that split-second silence feels good if you're, you know, chasing someone who's trying to
Yeah, it also increases the count of traps by 4, which is nice, so you can have more. You always have that, you know, vision inside the pit. Careers don't provide vision inside the pit anymore, so like traps kind of got indirect buff as well on top of it.
maybe not the biggest buff, but certainly now you have that advantage potentially going after Roche, especially with a hero like TA that can do it early if you get Desolator. Solar Crest has been a popular item. You could see that build here with a TA. All of a sudden, you go for Roche, and you can take it pretty early on, pretty quickly.
Mine!
I'm interested to see how EHOME are going to want to play around going after Roche and what they're going to do with this Leshrac. You know, that is in a safe lane role. Are they looking to pressure pretty quickly? Are they looking to push on hard? We'll see.
Interesting build by Sylar. Like 4 branches already turned this into Magic Wand. A lot of stats. Like this hero has 400 mana, 700 HP level 1 with this type of a build.
A bit of
Someone's gonna say, you know,
health
he
and
does
mana.
not have 400 mana. He's 399.
It's close. It's not 400. I have to agree with those people. Which is probably chat. Just saying. Actually,
Abba, like, they picked Lion into Baton. I've seen, like, some teams thinking the other way around, where, like, oh, there's a Lion. We're just gonna use Photic Shield on stun, on Hex. But there's much more to it. The reason why they picked it, because we've seen yesterday in some games where, like, you can burst Abba, like, you can finger him and he doesn't pop his ulti, and he's just straight up dead. Because, you know, the threshold is 400, you can just kill him with the finger.
right. Although, we were seeing some smart plays from those Abaddons too. Popping borrowed time at, like, to start the and not hold it or that. Which I wonder if we'll see X-Nova do here, knowing that he's up against that burst damage. The thing about Lion, in my mind, is like, what changed? That we saw a lot of Shadow Shamans, and it was mainly Shadow Shaman, and then it kind of mixed into the 50-50 we saw at the Major, which was Shadow Shaman and Lion. Constant supports picked, and now it seems like it's just Lion. I know it's a small sample size
That's mine
for Season
too.
2, but right now it feels like just Lion is the one of those two up.
I guess they're just prioritizing the burst damage.
Denied.
Like, Lion is also more tanky now with the addition of level 15 talent, 70 max HP per finger of that. And like, his shard is also, it's good. You know, you can train 3 targets, you become spell immune. There's so many things you can do with it. You can also combine, like, his shard with the level 20 talent. Mana drain restores as you give someone mana while you're being magic immune. So you can, like, dodge spells with it. A bit of a slow start to this game. We had a pause, 3 minutes in, 0 kills so far. Storm Spirit on the mid lane, like Somnus destroying XM. He's actually destroying him. 11 CS, 22 and 8 on Storm Spirit. I've seen this matchup, not gonna call it go both ways, but I've seen Templar Assassins doing better. I've also seen like Storm Spirit just playing super aggressive, the 1-1-1 build on level 3, potentially getting a kill. Like, you didn't expect that kind of a...
This is the very definition of
And
first
the sort of
blood.
Fate Red Panda getting first blood over Fade in the bottom lane on that Rubik. Finally grabs first blood, and we see our first kill of the game. And going back to what you were mentioning over mid with XM and Somnus,
Stupendous!
say it every game, it's always this very big matchup of
Radiant have fortified
high-ranked
their
players.
structures
Like
against
the
attack.
mids in the Chinese region, I think a bunch of them.
A bunch of them are rank
Radiant
1, is that what you
to
wanted to
their
say?
middle
Who I was going to say were ranked like top 20.
Yeah. You need
Dire's
to be
bottom
like super
tower
individually
is
skilled
under
if you want to play mid lane. This is how these players like get spotted. You just grind, and someone will eventually pick you up.
Yeah, you see that with guys like Nothing to Say, XM, certainly. You know, he's another one of those guys, White Album, who came from SAG, who was going at DD back when he was playing with that.
Looks pretty dead.
And they've got the Hex, overwhelming odds. The last shot coming in from Yang to get the kill onto X-Nova. We'll see yet another kill here for Elephant, and
It's no
already a
small
1K
feat
lead.
to be
And
favored by the gods.
Steve XM, he subbed when he played for LGD the first time. And then he went to EHOME and came all
His
the way
family
back.
will understand.
And now, you know, he had that opportunity with LGD, then came to EHOME, or it was like the other way around. And he finally had that opportunity. And he was sitting, I think, before that, even like rank 1 or rank 2 in the rankings for so long. And you know, it goes back to that battle that he had with XM, because they were the ones who were switching off 1 and 2. Like, those guys are, for a lot of people, new to the scene.
It's always, you know, that competition for top 10. You want to show that you're better than the rest. Mid lane. What a comp.
Whoa, what'd I
XM
miss?
looks pretty dead.
Yeah, ball lightning right on top. Inkswell pops. They've got the vortex, the refraction, surviving, going after Somnus. Gets the kill, turns it around, and still survives. Red Panda might just drop too. He gets hit by the tower once. Whoa.
Oh,
what a
man,
turn.
those fraction charges plus a magic stick, and I believe he also had a bottle charge, actually keeping him alive there. The good thing about Grimstroke in this game, like, you will have so many things to use the Inkswell on. You have like 3 heroes who like to go in. I like to build on
Money
Yang.
changes
This time around,
hands.
Soul Ring, Magic Wand, just one tank up. Now going into Hood. I really like Hood against the Leshrac, against the Mars. Like, he's gonna be so tanky. You don't necessarily, you know, need to get so much damage early on the Legion Commander. It's a positive thing, but not necessarily like so much needed. They have enough burst damage. They have heroes that can rotate, so I would not be surprised, you know, if they get a couple of early good duels. A bit harder, you know, against Abba. 1 TP rotation could save people.
Unworthy.
How's Rubik doing? He's going Mana Boots first item. I don't know that here. You know, on Rubik, I think it's decent. After getting Magic Stick, Mana Boots also got a buff, so now it costs 100 gold less, which makes it more viable.
Quicker to get, nicer to use. We'll see how it goes. If you like Arcane Boots and the Blink Dagger, wouldn't be surprised to see that little bit of a combination come through, which, you know, you're usually looking for that positioning. I'm trying to figure out, you know, what exactly Rubik wants to steal. There are a lot of things here that look pretty juicy on the table, like even getting Stroke of Fate, bringing Inkswell back. They go after the Abaddon. They've got the 2 off top. Get a winner chicken dinner for Yang. He'll get his first victory of the game. He takes out next Nova.
That's a good start. You know, just seeing that number 10 before 10-minute mark, it's kind of satisfying feel. So he's gonna have that Hood like 8-9 minutes in.
Pretty fast.
Yeah, gonna be really hard to take down. Legion Commander, you know, has a good stats gain, magic resistance on top of that, Soul Ring, which will give it mana sustain.
So yeah, Yang's sitting in a really good spot right now.
I start talking about the different item builds on the Storm Spirit, but you
Radiant's
interrupted me.
middle
Thanks for
tower
that.
is under attack.
Yeah. We've seen some like Kaya into BKBs yesterday in one of our games. Kaya got a huge
There is little hope
50%
for Radiant's middle
mana
tower.
extra is just so good. But I don't think he needs get like here as maybe 3rd item. Like he's gonna be pretty safe, I would say.
Right.
Because they have a Presty attack, they have a healing ward. Like rushing the Bloodstone, I wouldn't mind getting it here.
Dire should look
That
to
build
their top
hold on.
tower.
Going after Nova once again. They've got the Hex. Yang, he has duel ready to go, and he'll throw it. Can he get himself 2 for 2? The timing is not there. He won't get the damage, but they will get the
When you
kill.
get
F1
that.
gets credit for that, and still at 10 duel damage.
Somnus farming a big juicy stack. That was like 5 stack in the jungle. He's getting all the neutral items from it.
To my end comes at a
And
price.
the Fade coming over, and with the help of XM, they can kill off this Grimstroke. I was wondering to ask you, because you were talking about the Kai now with Somnus going that way. We've seen a lot of storms go like Orchid first, and you said you wouldn't be
Radiant are
too upset
scanning for
with
enemies.
Bloodstone first.
Yeah,
So what's the
like, if
difference in
he-
game there?
Well, this is the game. Oh, there's no one once again. On Abba, he's having a rough one. Like, X-Noah, level 4 only, can get the levels. This time around,
Do you have a sense
that
of the
many stunts. If you're
catastrophe
just
to come,
tanky enough,
Mars?
it gives you an ability to get a bit more greedy. So you can like skip arena certain items, arena on the bottom.
And Rip had to try to survive. He found a Spirit. Chalice gets the kill. Blade Fury right on top of him. Needs 2 shots to K. They've got the duel. The stolen Blade Fury is going to keep the Rubik alive long enough. Yes, it will. Not to give the duel damage, but he'll end up dead regardless.
Smoke. I think that got spotted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that got spotted. They're also underneath the ward. Even if the ward was not there, like they used it instantly. There is some like fake time where the vision creeps, you know, disappear, and if you use it straight away, it can get spotted. This time around, they're not going for Battle Fury build. Getting a bit active type of a build, getting that Yasha. I still feel he needs like a farming item. I would not mind seeing Maelstrom type of build. Like he needs something to farm with.
Invisibility.
He's going for something like Yasha Maelstrom because he feels the need that he needs to be involved way earlier in this game.
Under
It
attack.
feels like, because the EHOME's lineup is really good at
structures
just
are
swooping up,
fortified.
taking the towers. You have this Leshrac with the Edict maxed out. You have Templar Assassin, so much minus armor. Eva is level 6, still saving a point.
At the smoke, they're going to move in on this. They might be able
Finger
to break
is
it. It breaks
available.
on the jug.
Let's see the combination. They have
Denied.
Soulbind. Let's see if they decide to go for it. Double Finger, Hex.
Really wants to make something happen, and they're going to get the Hex off. It's by this Rubik, and there's a double fake. The Electric Vortex coming out on both the Rubik as well. The Mars, they've got the down, but he's going to slow us out on the Chalice. Do they have it for victory? Yes, they do. But Somnus is dead. Fade Chalice, they both fall. They've got the Earth Spike landed in Yang now.
Agent is so
It needs
tanky.
to start to run as XM starting to hit pretty hard.
Fury!
Back goes forward once more with the help of Eurus. They've got the Blade Fury right on top of the TA. They'll drop down a Sentry just to make sure that this TA can't get away. Inkswell right on the again. That's going to pop it. Actually moves in between the Abaddon and the TA, but it's not going to matter if they get the kill on XM over at X-Nova. With the Stroke of Fate landing onto the Abaddon, slowing him down for a moment, but he's far enough back where Yang can't kill him. The stuff missing from Sylar, so no turnaround kill there for him.
This is why I said, you know, I like this build on Yang. He can go and reset multiple times. Press the attack is level 3 on top of that. I also believe in the previous fight, he got the double duel off. He got both of the kills. He's sitting right
take
now
that
at
as
30
tribute.
damage. So that's pretty big. And he also found the perfect item. Like, this item was really
Dire's
not
top
useful.
tower is
The neutral
under
item
attack.
chip twist. This time around, like, this item's really good. You know, having 5 HP region, you return 30 damage to heroes. Just works
Dire's
well
top
with, like,
tower is
Axe.
in
Even though
danger.
Axe is not a popular hero, but we
Radiant
see
should
it
look to their middle
just for
tower.
extra region, because it got buffed from 3.5 to 5 per second,
Dire should
and
look
it's
to
pretty
their
big
top
thing.
tower.
Now sitting at 30 damage, like, you
Radiant's middle
should be
tower
careful
is
about this
under
Legion
attack.
Defender. He's also getting closer to the Blink Dagger.
Dire's top tower
Finger
has
tips though.
fallen.
That's why I did not get a stack.
Radiant
This is
should look
infinite
to their
scaling
bottom
lineup, you
tower.
know. All they're missing is Pudge, maybe a Silencer.
Played sound. 64 stolen intelligence.
Radiant's
Feels good
bottom
to have.
tower is
Good,
under
good,
attack.
my
Bottom
friend.
tower is no more.
Blink Dagger first for TA. For me, I'm more someone who
There
likes to
is
see the
little
Deso
hope for
first.
Dire's middle tower.
Do you think that Blink Dagger is the right item so far in this game, or should he have gone Deso first?
It allows you to
Regeneration.
reposition yourself, get out of trouble, jump between the camps. Like, there's always an argument. Yeah, Deso gives you more damage, but since you have
Radiant
so
should
much
look
damage
to their
anyway,
middle tower.
you know, you can jump between the camps, farm faster, and Meld got buffed. So, like, the damage coming up from Meld, I think you can actually feel the difference. Meld got buffed 2 times in a row. Going back into Deso, like, you can't. I think it's much easier to kill the Roche with the Deso, but still, like, the farming potential. I can see that the Templar Assassin is staying near the top.
Somnus, they have the tough
Eager to
Kinesis,
know
they lift him up and
Dire's
land the secondary
Pudding
sign.
pop.
That comes in from
Looking for
Sylar,
me?
but surviving. It's the
Warrior
Legion.
never rage
Okay.
quits.
This is interesting. Somnus.
Here I
What he
am.
has queued up. Kaya and Sanj. Ooh. Bit of a status resistance, you know, coming out from that item. This is definitely going to be the first one that I've seen. After reading the patch notes, seeing that Kaya got 20% increased on mana region. I'm it could potentially, you know, it's a 25 status resistance. You become a bit more tanky. I prefer a Bloodstone because they don't have that many stuns. Maybe he's thinking, if I go in, I get speared, live from Rubik. Maybe I need it. Stun from Leshrac. It will allow me to just get out. Interesting for sure.
Fly, sitting late, still no stacks. He's going blink. You're pretty close to it too. Meanwhile, Fade going Aether weapons on cast range a little bit different from these 2-4 positions and what they're building.
Blessings.
Sideblades range coming in for the Templar, gets that level 10 talent, and is 1,200 gold away from the death. So still farming really well for XF.
The timing that EHOME is looking for, Blink Dagger on Mars, Templar Assassin with the Desolator, Smoke, try to get 1-2 kills, transition that into Roche Pit. There's a great synergy between Edict and the Deso on the towers, on Roche, Heroes, you name it. And there's gonna be like another big item coming out from Leshrac, the old Scepter, so he has a way to set things up, or just buy more time, potentially duel Yule Scepter, the Legion Commander during the duel.
See if they could stop the damage from building up on this Legion Commander already at 30. Like you said, the double duel coming up the last time that got that extra damage. X-Nova chasing on Assad is sticking with
Invisibility.
Borrowed time. Got the Phantoms in, which will keep the silence on him. Spike and a kill there for Santos. A lot of kills coming in from Elephant to make it happen that they can that kill onto the Abaddon, and of course that's leaving space open for Stylar as well as XM to continue to go towards their next item.
So Kaya Sanj completed, 16 minutes in on Storm Spirit. Spell amplification, you know, you get the mana region amplification.
Radiant should look
Resistance.
to their top tower. The Radiant Wolf is
They've got the arena. Spear lands onto the Legion Commander. Healing or sides. The Storm Blade here coming out from Cade. Sun is pretty far back. They managed to do onto the Rubik. There's going to be a big damage to the victory. It will be they've got the Vortex as well. The big things on the side of it. So Seven taking out the track. Looking over at Chalice, though chases Mars, who saves so far by X-Nova. The Spear pushes the hero back from Elephant, but they're going to get the kill on X-Nova. They get the third.
to their middle
Got the
tower.
2K lead. They take a good fight, and they will look to finish off the tier 1 tower mid.
Radiant's top tower is in danger.
Didn't look amazing to start. They really cleaned it
Dire's
up
middle
and
tower
took out
has
3.
fallen.
Yeah, it was a good initiation by Mars.
It's
I
gonna
said it,
be a
like straight away. Good healing ward. They could not kill it.
Stop.
Oh!
Inkswell on him,
Here I am.
and he gets away from this.
He's out. Yeah. On top of that, healing ward. Also, Legion Commander decided to go for pipe instead of the Blink Dagger. Upgrade that hood. Actually, really like that. You know, against the Mars, against the Leshrac, you want to tank up. We're gonna see that fight once again. Good arena, but use the healing ward. Like healing ward is just doing so much. They have so many good targets that they can throw. The Inkswell on top of that duel. This is why Rubik just doesn't feel that great in this patch. Very easy to burst. Like he needs to stay close. I guess that's stay further away from the fight. I guess that's why he's deciding to go for the Ether Lens.
This will do.
Best
I'll
ability
take
that
that
he
as
can
tribute.
steal is probably depress the attack and then possibly like a Earth Spike or Hex.
Right.
Just to keep, you know, have double weight things with Abba and press the attack. They also need to jump and kill that healing ward.
Yeah, I was, you know, when the patch came out, surprised Jug didn't get hit with harder nerfs.
None on this
Still
stage
feels strong. That
shrink from
healing
a
word, of
fight.
course, feeling pretty. He picks up that shard eventually. Like
Radiant
the
are
hero
scanning
just
for
seems like
enemies.
it's at the top in the
There
carry role.
is little hope for
Sure. If you
Dire's
can't get on top
middle
of that healing
tower.
ward, it's at level 4 right now. It makes this fight so much harder for EHOME.
Yeah, if you don't have it with the range to kill, it straight up win you a team fight. Elephant, they use the scan inside the pit to see if they're doing Roche, because, you know, like Temple Assassin, she has Deso right now, she's showing on the mid lane. EHOME, I'd say they're in a very bad, you know, they're 3k down, they need to make something happen.
Radiant's middle
Because their
tower
lineup
is
is
under
just
attack.
not as good as Elephant's, if we're talking about like late game, super late game.
Radiant should look to their middle tower.
What should their game plan be right now? Get the next item that they're looking for, or is it like we need to fight now? maybe take
There
a fight
are
and
no
go
big
for rush.
items that's gonna come out in the next few minutes, but they need to fight. Like they need to be
Dire's
able to
top tower
take a
is
fight.
under attack.
Leshrac going for Kaya, Templar Assassin still far away from BKB. Same goes for Mars. They're not gonna become any stronger in the
Dire
next
should
few
look
minutes,
to
so
their
they
top
like completely
tower.
dodge the fights for the next like 3-4 minutes until BKBs are online, or just take a fight like right now.
Chalice, he's been caught. Hex from that fly. They've got the Inkswell. That's gonna pop and stun him. Nova coming over to try and get the save, but he walks into danger now because the finger bursted Chalice. They have the Vortex that will pull back Nova, who pops the borrowed
Buy back Chalice.
and they will buy back on Chalice. They've got the duel out on feed, and they will get the victory. Bouncing on XM all by himself, so Eurus with the double kill. They bought back on Chalice, and well, they're starting to converge on his position. He needs to be very careful. He gets into the trees, Yang searching, looking for a Mars, and he just blinks away.
So Chalice bought back.
Dire structures are
That says, you know,
fortified.
his game is done. He was having a rough time already, and after finishing the tier 2 tower on top, they could go inside the pit, take the Roshan, steal it from Templar Assassin. Whenever you steal it from like Templar Assassin, Ursa type of a lineup, like you cripple them so much. Soul Crest done
Dire's
on the
top tower
commander.
is no more.
I mean, Yang is just having a perfect game.
He really is. It's actually something I talked about with Chalice the other day when we were covering EHOME. Is it feels like Yang's kind of taken on a different role with Elephant. It used to be it's the dead Yang strat. You know, he'd be playing sacrificial. As long as Yang's dead, that means everybody else is having a great game. But you know, he's found a solid spot in this offlane with Elephant.
A tithe to the
Very impactful as
impurities.
a playmaker, more so than just being the sacrifice in terms where he was with.
Yeah, in this
The
game,
roster
he's
before.
been very active, involved in 13 out of 17 kills. Itemization, like it doesn't get better than this. 70 dual damage already. Pipe done. Solar Crest done. Going into Heaven's Halberd as well, just to completely cripple the Templar Assassin.
We already saw how quickly they could take out XM. Obviously, that included an Omni Slash, but make it difficult for XM to do anything by getting that disarm off, and the game already feels really tough for the TA. They're near Roche. I don't know if we're going to be able to contest this, though.
Storm Spirit has BKB queued up, but if they take Roche, he might change his mind and go for a different item, since like he is the one that should pick up the Aegis. He's the best.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Game.
Radiant fell the mighty Roshan.
Just picked up by
Immortality is
Stuns.
mine.
Does that lead into a 6K?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Lead and 4,300 gold save for Storm. We'll see what he goes for now that he's got this Aegis. Does switch off the BKB.
Just want to play the safe game, okay.
Fair enough.
I would mind seeing like Shivas, maybe even Axe
Scanning for
right away to be able to
enemies.
pull multiple people.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Because you can't go greedy. You have that Aegis. Maybe this is the timing that they're looking for. We go in,
Radiant's
possibly
top
try to
tower is
end
under
the game.
attack.
Because they
Top
could. Like,
tower
EHOME
has
is in a really
fallen.
bad spot. I think they understand that if they lose another fight, it could just potentially be the end.
X-Nova looking like one who's going to be taken out on this. Got the Vortex. Sinkswell doesn't hit. Borrow time there. They've got the BKB on the TA, so we'll see if EHOME are willing to fight. They're sticking nearby. Maybe thinking about going after a counterplay of some sort, because he's taking a lot of time to kill
Dire's
off
middle
X-Nova.
tower is under attack.
Fact, initiate just yet. Ominous ball lightning over through mid. Now they might look for their opening. Chalice has ready to go.
what I
and
miss?
they'll go in with the
Let
arena.
the
He's gonna
fun
put forward
begin.
BKB being popped by Ominous goes after X-Nova. They'll throw the soul bind out. That's it. We'll go with the Rule comes in with BKB being popped. It will rule damage. It looks like it's just but they'll still take out X and they get X-Nova. They'll finish off Sylar. A pass comes in from the side of EHOME. Cut this one short just a bit.
It's like this game is just done. Even though it's a 7k gold lead, they can't do anything. Like they just don't have enough damage. You can see Mars going in, using the spear. He lands the spear on LC. It's just like not the target they go for. You can see LC doesn't care about the damage anymore coming out from the Templar Assassin. The Solar Crest making him so much more tank here. And they don't get the dual damage. They get the finger damage. But in the end of the day, it's all about the kills. You don't necessarily need to get that dual damage.
And that control, you already have 70. You feel fine at that point. The kills have the control. And you see just TA, yeah, like XM, you've had a fine game. You're still top of the net worth. It's just not enough. Hey, EHOME just maybe even a little bit too.
They had their timing. You know, that one fight with the Deso, plus Blink was up. Flash Rack with the Yule Scepter. Kaya done. They lose that fight. This is their chance to get a kill. Transition back to Rose.
Gonna keep going. Waiting for Fury, going after Chalice. Now looking over Fate. They've got the damage. Eurus gets fourth for this fight. He's now unstoppable. He's got to leave that high ground. There's still a tier 2 to get.
Because like Storm gets a second item, EKB. Regret here. You're still very, very limited on your mana.
Dominated!
This is just one of those where you handle it to them. He also brought back in the previous fight, so there's some extra seconds added to his death timer.
Here. 10k lead, they'll go after the mid set of racks.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
If EHOME have anything left, throw the way
Dire's
of
middle
Elephant,
barracks
but
is
it's not
full.
looking likely. What they are throwing
Will
is
Dire
just
stand
not enough,
tall?
and it hasn't felt like enough for a while.
No, it's just been pretty much the Elephant show so far, where they are the ones controlling the game. My MVP for this game, his itemization on point, the Solar Crest, the pipe, just keeping them tanky enough, so like completely ignoring the damage from Leshrac in the fights that they needed to have it. Storm Spirit still has Aegis, still has Regeneration Rune. Also Eurus, like you have these 2 cores, some died a
Dire's
couple of
bottom
times, but
tower
the 2
is
cores
under attack.
still they did not manage to bring them down a single time. It's just a matter of
Dire's
time
bottom
until,
tower is
you know,
no
EHOME tries to take one more fight, and that's it. I would not be surprised if they already called this
Dire's
game, to be
bottom
honest.
tower is under
It doesn't feel
attack.
that far gone, but one more shot is what they're going to give it at the moment. They've gone through that tier 1, they'll go through the tier 2, do it pretty quickly. And they are ripping
Dire's
through these
bottom
buildings.
tower
They're ready to
has
go on to
fallen.
the high ground once again to go for their second tier 3 and a set of racks.
Radiant's
TPing back
top tower is
towards the
under
base.
attack.
So everybody will be here for the side of EHOME ready to go. This is an
Stolen
Where's
kill.
the party?
That's
pretty
something.
decent.
That's a good spell.
Looks like that could be something that really benefits them in the next fight when it does come.
Right, Lion has
Shot
a shard
engaged.
queued up. He wants to be spell immune, also draining 3 targets in a team.
To my house.
Big difference.
Does the spell immunity and everything on that chart
Touche!
pretty cheap? 1400 gold, like spell immunity and your drain.
Oh, yeah,
like
you know, having a BKB while you're draining, you're just thinking about going in.
Let's see what they can do here. They're trying to cross over towards.
Juggernaut! Here I am!
Vortex for the token. He just comes out of his side. His house is gonna break in. He's got the speed. Double duel. They've got the double duel. They've got the double finger, but is it gonna be enough to
My
get these kills?
people died for nothing.
Mega kill!
Panda. Still needs 12. Right on top of him. He's not gonna survive. And here comes the mana drain on everybody. You're not gonna have anything to play with. Stunts out on the Chalice as well. Sours out for the second time. And there's the Hex follow up on
Wicked sick!
Elephant will take game number 1.
Yeah, they will take the Aegis on the Storm Spirit in the end. The double duel. It's not about, you know, getting the second duel. It's a benefit, but you just want to disable the second target. That's all about it is. This is